We're back.
Yo, what the I'm feeling good right now. I'm feeling good right now.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, fantasy footballers. To the new players, welcome to the league. And to the returning players, welcome back. After a clear showing of skill last year, we are no longer considered brain dead, but instead, welcome to the Rule of Three. You all know who I am, Logan Evans, your commissioner and host of this season's festivities. Much like last season, I wanted to get a video out to you guys ahead of schedule to let you know how the rules and the scoring work when the action begins. But most importantly, we're going to take an inside look at all of our managers so you can all know exactly who you're up against. So, for most of you guys, this information will be redundant, but it's always nice to have a quick refresher on things. The way fantasy football works is on draft day, which we will get scheduled eventually, I'm still working on it, you will pick 5 real-life players on real-life NFL teams for your fantasy team. When those real-life players do things in real-life games, such as scoring touchdowns, catching passes, running the ball, they will earn your fantasy team points. Obviously, the team with the most points win, and when the playoffs come at the end of the season, the teams with the most wins compete for the championship. But we'll talk more about that when it gets closer. Much like last season, this league is different from regular leagues because our teams only consist of 5 players each. 3 active players who will be responsible for earning your team's points each week, and 2 benched players for you to rotate in when the appropriate time comes. The 3 active positions will be 1 quarterback, 1 running back, and 1 receiver. This can be any player from any team, but as we all know, there are weeks in the NFL season where certain teams will have a bye week, aka the team won't be playing. If you have a player on that team who is on bye, it's your responsibility to rotate in their replacement. With 2 bench slots, you'll want to draft backups for 2 of your players. Just like last season, this will force you to drop a player at some point to make room for buys depending on the team. Let's say you have a backup quarterback and a backup running back, but your wide receiver is going on bye. This means you will have to drop one of your other backups to grab a replacement to make space on the bench, or drop your starter directly to grab someone who is playing that week. This also applies to anyone who gets injured. Injuries can usually make or break a team completely, but with this format, you should have big name players coming available all season long. Now, there's plenty of other information that I won't bore you all with, but if you have any other questions on how any of this works, don't hesitate to reach out to me or any of your other local fantasy veterans. I want to make sure everyone is invested and involved all season long, and of course, there is no better way to keep that investment going than the fan favorite Every week, I do my best to crank out a weekly recap of the weekend's games, the upcoming matchups, the standings, and every once in a while, a special segment. Now, I know last year I lacked on these, especially towards the Christmas season. We had a lot going on. Sorry. This is, however, where I need your help. We have done segments asking y'all to send in videos. We've had guest hosts, fashion shows, Smash or Pass, plenty of ideas on other things. But if you have an idea on something that you would like to see me bring to life, once again, just let me know. Now, speaking of special segments, let's take a look at who you will be competing against this season. Now, I know that most of you have a general idea on who the other managers are, but we have a handful of new players who might not fully understand how we are all connected. In order to help you all understand these connections a little bit better, introducing the Rule of Three family tree. I'm sure y'all understand how a family tree works, but to give a quick rundown, the names with the blue circles around them are the managers of this league. The hearts obviously indicate marriage, and I took the liberty of cutting out anyone who doesn't have direct lineage or contributions to each manager. Starting from the top, you've got my great-grandparents. They had a whole slew of children, but the only ones worth mentioning are Jan and Ruby. My grandmother and grand aunt, following the lineage down, Jan is the mother of Sherry, who then married Dell. On the other side, Ruby, of course, is the mother of Terry, my mom, R.I.P. Terry, of course, married Steve, and they had 3 incredible children, Summer, Paige, and myself. Paige, as we all know, then went on to marry Oscar, and Ruby also gave birth to another daughter, Susan, my aunt, who is married to the lovely Phil. This completes the family portion of the family tree. Then along the bottom, you can see the friend portion. Adrian and Mike, another wonderful couple, had 2 sons, Mason and Luke. Jakey's just a homie, as is Bert. And finally, to round it all out, you have the dynamic duo of Cody and Sam. Not to be confused with my Sam, so we will interchangeably call her Chumley, even though, a change from last season, they got married. Thus, making Sam Chumley Howard, but once again, it's Chumley. Starting with the infamous Susan Midwood. Susan hails from the hills of Waco, Texas. She's arguably one of the most educated people I know, but as I've said before, there's a big difference in educated and smart. Susan is brand new to fantasy football, but as the wife of Phil, she's seen countless games and has an allegiance to the Steelers solely because, quote, I love Phil and he loves the Steelers. As far as things you need to know about her, she offers a full range of life coaching and cryptozoological investigation services. It would only do her a disservice if I used words to describe how cool she truly is. When asked to trash talk the league, she only left a threat. The scariest things in the world are closest to the ground. This 4-foot-something demon is sure to make waves this season. It's only natural that we go from Susan to her main squeeze, Phil Midwood. Phil is the second member of the East Texas Division, also hailing from Waco, Texas. Phil's a mathematical genius whose skills translate quite well to reading stat lines and implementing player replacements, with the only exception of anyone playing against his favorite team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Phil is a fantasy football veteran who also has a salary, a 401k, and an NFL Sunday ticket subscription. The 2 things he asked me to drive home is 1, the love of Steelers, and the fact that he is a savant when it comes to tequila. He would also like to let you all know that it is time for Super Bowl Ring 7, and hopefully he will also win here. Our next East Texas manager comes to you in the form of one of the Stanley household members, Sherry Stanley. Only a short drive down the road from the Midwood, Sherry is bringing the heat from Waco, Texas. Sherry, a well-read sci-fi nerd, is also new to the fantasy football racket. However, a woman after my own heart, her favorite NFL team is the Dallas Cowboys. She would like you to know that she enjoys day drinking, watching cheesy sci-fi movies and shows, and she, quote, hates Aaron Rodgers with the fire of 1,000 suns, and she will back any and everyone playing against him. She also loves dogs, and even more so, raccoons. Lastly, she would like to say that, quote, you may win more than I do, but I can guarantee my snacks are gonna be better than 95% of yours, with the exception of Susan. So, suck it. Will this chef continue to cook in the win column, or will she shine sheerly in charcuterie? Only time will tell. Continuing our theme of spousal connections, we move on to the other half of the Stanleys, the man himself, Dell Stanley. Another East Texas manager hailing from Waco, Texas as well. Dell is another fantasy football veteran who is in multiple leagues, but our Rule of 3 format piqued his interest last season. Another legend whose favorite NFL team is the Dallas Cowboys. Finally, he wants to remind us that he unfortunately cannot answer our conspiracy theories. He refuses to draft any 49ers or root on their successes. He will, however, draft players from Texas University because we all made a mistake when we were young. And to give you a picture of Dell, Red Foreman is his spirit animal. A sports guy indeed, leaving a perfect line of trash talk. Quote, as Larry Bird once said, which one of you is going to come in second? An absolute icon in this league, the one, the only Summer Evans. Summer is one of the last East Texas managers coming to us from the humid San Antonio, Texas. Although her stats betray her, she is in fact a fantasy football veteran. On top of being versed in fantasy, she's a longtime bandwagoner, saying her favorite NFL team is the Kansas City Chiefs because of Patrick Mahomes, or Mahomies as she likes to say. The gravy worm herself loves to take 6-hour naps, eat countless frozen chicken tenders, and she's a fan of smashing a few lines of Oreos at a time. The only trash talk she left was simply a question, what's another word for loser? Rounding out the last of our East Texas teams, Dr. Robert Mendoza doing everything except worship in Temple, Texas. Robert is returning for his second year of fantasy football, and it looks like he pulled a team out of a hat, insisting his favorite NFL team is the Tennessee Titans. Just to double check that Robert understands, this isn't the Titans that we should be remembering.
You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans.
The doctor has more hobbies, interests, and friends than we care to count, but he wanted to bring special attention to his son, Argos the Goat. Finally, Not quite culturally appropriate, but he simply reminds us, quote, if you try, you're gay. Moving on to our West Texas managers, we start with our reigning champion, coming straight out of Lubbock, Texas, Jacob Parker, or Jakey, as we all know him. Jakey is a well-decorated veteran of fantasy football, boasting numerous championship wins and a deep knowledge of sleeper picks buried in the waiver wire. He is an unbiased king who has no specific NFL team he loves, only the thrill of victory. A gamer, a gym rat, a father of 2 beautiful dogs, and a music enjoyer whose variety of taste is only rivaled by myself. Jakey has decided to take a relaxed stance this season. Sweating is only for the gym, and in lieu of proper trash talk, all he had to say was, good luck, have fun. On to the brothers of the league, starting with the oldest, Mason Williams. Mason is born and raised West Texas resident, hailing from the flat plains of Lubbock, Texas. This is Mason's second year of playing fantasy football, and after last year's showing, he can only go up. He woke up and had a helping of haterade, saying his favorite NFL team is whoever plays the Cowboys that week. An aviation nerd with an impressive amount of flight hours logged inside Microsoft Flight Simulator, he has a Toyota addiction and self-proclaimed questionable fantasy football knowledge. Lastly, he wanted to say, quote, imagine spending years playing fantasy football just to lose to me. Fly high, Mason. The other brother of the Williams clan, an oil mogul from Odessa, Texas, Luke Williams. Luke has no experience playing fantasy, and this fact is highlighted through his love of the Miami Dolphins. A man of few words, but he's autistic for airplanes. I sense a bit of a theme in the Williams household. As far as trash talk is concerned, he only left a stare. On to the dearly beloved, our newlyweds, the bride not to be, but the bride that is, Samantha Chumley Howard, representing her Polish heritage out of Lubbock, Texas. This is Sam's second year playing fantasy football. Although she lost the majority of last season, Chumley is coming back with a vengeance this year. Her favorite NFL team for some godforsaken reason is the Philadelphia Eagles. She has the bio of a 78-year-old woman, highlighting her love of Shiba Inus, needlepoint, pretending to read books, and of course, Cody. Her trash talk is personal, saying, quote, I may not beat everyone, but I'll beat Summer. So keep an eye out for that matchup this season. The man of the hour, the groom, the tool man, the Cody Howard. Like the tumbleweeds, tools, and supplies that he slings, you can find Cody in Lubbock, Texas. This is also Cody's second year in the league. When asked who is his favorite NFL team, Cody responded the Texas Tech Red Raiders. So, much like his wife, his reading skills are questionable. Much can be said about this world-traveling, paintball shooting, race car driving man, but the one thing he wants to make sure that you all knew is that he in fact is better at Overwatch than Summer. Although you might think that was his trash talk, he actually had something else to say to the entire league, a simple flex of, quote, I'm currently filling out this questionnaire in Aruba while y'all are sitting at home. Cody has a mullet. A football fan through and through, and by that I mean the kind you actually use your feet to play. RIP Argentina. We've got Oscar Chavez hailing from the scenic Denver City, Texas. Oscar is returning for his third year of fantasy football, and if you think that he's learned anything over his time here, you would be mistaken. His favorite NFL team is Tom Brady, the retired quarterback who is now a commentator for Fox, and the thing he wanted you all to know is that he sleeps naked on the weekends. Lastly, for all of you pedometer enjoyers, he would like to say, quote, if your team performs like the rest of y'all did on the walking challenge, this will be easy. Rounding out our West Texas management, we have the oil-filled success story, Paige Chavez, the arguably worse half of the Chavez household. Paige is fantasy football veteran with more roster changes on her team alone than the entire league combined. When asked who her favorite NFL team, Paige bravely said Paige K. Chavez, but we could argue, much like Mason, it is probably whoever is against the Cowboys. Plenty of lore surrounding this player, but the only thing she wants you to know is that she likes books about sex. Quote, sue me. Lastly, the final brag of this egotistical document I was forced to read. Quote, I wake up early so the waiver wire's mine. What else do I have to do at 4 a.m? Perhaps I'm mistaken, but I believe there's other early birds in the league now. Just watch out for whoever plays the Cowboys next week.
Guys.
You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Hey guys. Sorry I missed today. It's a family thing.
You're good.
I was kidding. a little drunk with my brother and sister, okay?
You're good. Keep going.
Okay. So I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Which then leaves yours truly, fellow Lubbockite commissioner, host, recap video producer, Logan Evans. I'm a longtime fantasy enjoyer with one championship win under my belt. As you can all tell and are probably already aware, my favorite NFL team is the Dallas Cowboys. I will take every opportunity to cram Warhammer 40k knowledge down your throat, level 87 woodcutting on RuneScape, master rank on StarCraft 2, jack of all trades, nowhere close to master of any. I have no trash talk to offer as I've been dunking on you guys throughout this entire video. Draft day will be scheduled soon, most likely sometime late August, so start doing your research, setting your rankings, consulting your spreadsheets, reading your horoscopes, or blindly selecting whichever player has the funniest name. Whatever strategy you choose, just remember injuries will happen, bye weeks will ruin your plans, the waiver wire will betray you, and at least one of you is going to forget to set your lineup and will give up on week 4. Keep an eye on the group chat for the official draft date and any additional information. Once the season begins, I expect trash talk, questionable trades, unnecessary confidence, and full participation, because nothing is worse than losing to someone who stopped checking their team 6 weeks ago. Until then, prepare yourselves. Jakey has a championship to defend, the newcomers something to prove, and the rest of us has spent an entire offseason convincing ourselves that this year will somehow be different. May your starters stay healthy, may your bench players remain completely irrelevant until the exact moment that you need them, and may none of you win enough games to be completely unbearable. Welcome to another season of the Rule of 3.